Hi, everyone. Today's topic is on how HR should solve workplace problems without creating more conflict. Have you ever noticed that sometimes the biggest workplace problems isn't the issue itself? It is how the issue is handled. Imagine this. An employee storms into the HR office and says, I'm done. My manager embarrassed me in front of everybody. I can't work here anymore. A few minutes later, the manager walks in and says, that employee is disrespectful, lazy, and refuses to follow instructions. Before HR can even speak, another colleague walks in and says, I already know what happened. Now, the office has become a cinema and everyone suddenly has an opinion. This is where many HR professionals make their first mistake. Instead of calming the situation, they begin asking questions in front of everyone, take sides too quickly, or even allow office gossip influence their judgment. The result, a small misunderstanding becomes a major workplace conflict. Great HR professionals know something many people don't. Not every complaint needs immediate judgment. Every complaint needs proper understanding. The first responsibility of HR is to listen, not to react. When someone comes into your office or comes to you angry, they usually want two things: to be heard and to be respected. Sometimes, simply allowing an employee to explain their side without interruptions immediately reduces half of the tension. Then comes the next step: listen to the other party. Conflict always has more than one perspective. A good HR professional never concludes a story after hearing only one version. As the saying goes, there are three sides to every story: your side, my side, and the truth. Now let's act a little human. There is always that one office colleague who somehow knows every problem before the HR does. You haven't even submitted your complaint, but somehow they've already been analyzed, judged, shared with three departments. If gossips were an Olympic sport, they would win gold every year. But here is the reality: HR should never rely on office gossips. Facts must always come before assumptions. Another common mistake is solving problems with emotions instead of facts. Just because someone cries doesn't automatically mean they are right. Just because someone speaks confidently doesn't automatically make them innocent. Professional HR is guided by evidence, policy, and fairness, not emotions or popularity. One of the biggest causes of workplace conflict is poor communication. Many disagreements begin with simple misunderstanding and unclear instructions, an unanswered email, a message that was interpreted differently, or someone assuming instead of asking. That's why effective HR professionals encourage open communication before situation gets out of control. And here's something every HR professional should remember. Correct people privately whenever possible. Praise people openly whenever deserved. Embracing an employee in front of colleagues may correct the mistakes, but it can also damage confidence, trust, and motivation. People remember how you made them feel. The goal of HR isn't to prove who is right. The goal is to find the right solution. Sometimes both parties make mistakes. Sometimes neither intended to offend the other. Sometimes all that is needed is a conversation. When employees trust HR to be fair, they are more willing to speak up before problems become crises. When managers trust HR, they become better leaders. And when both sides trust the process, the workplace becomes healthier, happier, and more productive. So, the next time conflict walks into your office, don't be in a hurry to judge. Be in a hurry to understand. Because the best HR professional don't create more conflict. They create more clarity. They don't choose sides. They choose fairness. And they don't solve problems. They don't just solve workplace problems. They build stronger workplace where respect, communication, and professionalism thrives. Thank you for listening. Now, if you found this episode valuable, don't forget to like, share, and follow for more practical HR and workplace insights. Remember, great workplaces don't happen by chance. They are built by people who know how to listen with wisdom, empathy, and integrity. Bye.